Good morning, everyone. It is about, it's around 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's August 3rd or August 4th. Can't keep track of the days. So I thought I'd come out here and get one of my 3-hour fire logs going. They're so easy to get a campfire going. So it's interesting. One of the most popular videos that I've made in the last year and a half of this YouTube channel has been the last video, the video I entitled, I Got Fired. I can't believe how many views it's gotten. I've tried to respond back to a lot of you already who have made comments, have left comments. I haven't gotten back to everybody, but I do plan to respond to all the comments in the next couple of days. But yeah, since last Monday, today is Sunday, if I didn't mention that already, since last Monday, it's been a pretty stressful week. Now, I do have to say that there is some other things unfolding around this whole drama of me getting fired from the most prominent athletic and social club in the Detroit area. I mean, it's by far the most prominent place. So they have reached out to me, and so there may be a resolution to this whole thing. But I'm not going to give you any more information. I'm not going to say anything more about it until it's resolved one way or another for sure. So, in the time being, what has this whole firing of me as a yoga teacher taught me? Well, since 2016 when I had my stroke and I stopped working full time, and more recently since I turned 62. By the way, I'm 66 now. I just turned 66 last month. You know, I do get a little bit more than I think what average Social Security is. I'll talk about this in another video. But a little bit more than half of my monthly and yearly income comes from me teaching yoga. So it was quite a blow to me to be fired from that work that I did. And but what it has made me realize is that all of these plans that I've had, I've started to write a book about a year ago, a book of everything, all of my accumulated knowledge that I've learned, that I've assimilated, that I've studied and practiced and tried to embody from yoga, along with the music that I play. I've had a lot of plans around those things. I've wanted to write a book about all of my yoga studies, what I've learned. I've wanted to make an album of music and play more music live and for people. And those things have been kind of dreams of mine for many years now, really. And every year at the beginning of the year, for at least the last 3 or 4 years, I've always written down what my goals for the year is, and they've been the same. Write a book, create an album, get it up on iTunes, things like this. But I've never done it. It's always just been kind of on, kind of back burner things. So what this whole ordeal has taught me is to really start to think about what I really want to accomplish during the rest of my life while I can still do things. Many of you know that I do have a lot of health problems. I really don't know, how long my health is going to hold out. I mean, it could hold out for another 10 years or things could fall apart in a year. So I really don't know how much more time I have, but I suppose none of us do, regardless of how old we are. So what this ordeal has really taught me in a rather harsh way, it's really woken me up to the fact that I really need to think about what's important to me. I really need to think about what I want to leave as my legacy and what my dreams are, because I still do have dreams. And I think as long as we're in a position that we can still function, we can still speak, we can still think, we have good mental capacity, we can move and we can do things with our hands, with our body, we can still move and talk and walk. If you're somebody who does woodworking, you can still do woodworking. You can still play music or whatever it is. You can still write. While we have that time available to us, we should really be thinking about what our real dreams are for the rest of our life. What do we want to accomplish? So over this past week, I've really, had a harsh wake-up call. And I've really just realized that I want to stay healthy for my family, for my wife, Abby, for my 2 kids. I do want to try to guide my children and help them out as much as I can. I want to be here for Abby. I want to have a lot more time and fun times with Abby. And there are things that I want to accomplish. I do want to write my book. I do want to make music, and I do want to record music and put music on iTunes and Spotify and things like that. I want to get it out there and at least say I've done that. I don't think that I'm going to make a ton of money doing those things. I realize that over the last several months, I've kind of lost interest in making YouTube videos. But I realize that's important for me, and maybe I can help other people in some way by making YouTube videos. So I've thought, like, I'm going to really try hard to make 1 video a week at least. So all those back burner things I've brought back to the forefront. And whatever happens with my teaching job, whatever else I have to do to survive and have a decent lifestyle, I'm going to do. I'm still going to do those things, whatever I have to do to survive. But I am going to. I've made my mind up that I am absolutely going to take all of those dreams that I've kind of have on the back burner that some way I think I'll get to one day. I'm going to make sure I do them. I'm going to try to accomplish some of these goals by the end of this year if I can. But I'm going to try my hardest. I really believe that as long as we do have time left and as long as we can function, we should have dreams to keep us going. I think our dreams, our ambitions, our goals, thinking about what legacy we want to leave behind, I believe that these are all things that will keep us going, will keep us, moving forward, will keep our mind healthy, and will keep us motivated instead of sitting around, feeling sorry for ourselves. So do your best, try to fulfill your goals, make sure that you have dreams that you want to accomplish in your life, and make sure that you leave a good legacy for people so that when you're gone, people can remember you and remember the things that you taught them, that you helped them with, so that they don't forget. Okay. All right, my friends, have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for being with me. Bye-bye.